We as living entities are being compelled to live in a state of mind where the consciousness is fragile and our voluntary action is getting very, very poor. It is merely getting reduced to imitation and the hypnosis that we are subjecting ourselves to, the societal standards. That is the result of the societal hypnosis that we are subjecting ourselves, our personality, our aura to. And we are weakening the potential that if unleashed, then we can live a life that will set an example for ourselves, for our family, for our surrounding, and will make our surrounding a better place to live and breathe in. But we are doing exactly opposite of that, which is further deteriorating the potential, and it is killing the possibility of the subconscious mind that if unleashed to its full potential, we can live a life that will be an inspiration and worth living for us, our families. Let's expose the disguise, break the myth, and bring on the facts. Fetus training cognition versus the programming of the newly born subconscious mind. Here lies the secret, and that we are being controlled. And what is the myth that we are taught even before we are born? They say that we are born as clean slates, as blank slates. How true is that? It is completely untrue, because science has proven, and our ancient scriptures and the holy verses have proven the fact that the training of the subconscious mind and the development of the cognition begins at the stage of fetus, and it is the fetus training cognition that has an impact in today the life that we are leading, and today how we are functioning. That when we were 7 to 9 months old unborn fetus impacts the life that today we are living. We are the reflection of the perception that we hold towards us. Have you ever felt, have you ever realized the sense of hypnosis that you experience, that I am getting hypnotized and there is some power, then some other entity, that some other power that is having a control on my minds? It is human beings like us who have set the standards and who have lived in your minds the perception of your personality, of your identity, who you are, regardless of whether you are an assistant manager or you're jobless or a CEO, you're heading an organization, you're a child who's performing very well in your studies, or you're very bad in your studies, or whatever you do in your day-to-day life, whether you are a very angry person who commands a very hot temperament, or you are a very subtle and a sober human being. The societal standards that we have weaved in our minds, the way we think ourselves to be a particular entity, and we judge ourselves, and the way we look at ourselves, that is the hypnosis that is working on us, and we are literally being compelled to live a trance-induced life. Let's uncover the facts and the links and the connection between the mind, that is the conscious mind, that is working in your daily lives and you're controlling the day-to-day functioning and the cognition that is taking place within you. The subconscious mind that is regulating, that is monitoring the willpower, the self-esteem, and whatever possibilities you have within to function and improve the performance level. Controlling our performances, impacting our output and the efficacy and the efficiency levels, the output and the result and the outcome of whatever we are performing, and how we conduct ourselves and build our interpersonal relationships in our work atmosphere, as well as in our daily day-to-day relationships within the house, within the society, in our friend circle, in the society. That behavior, that how we look at ourselves, that is how our mind is getting trained, and that is how we tend to become in later stages of the life. And the impact begins from not when you're born, but when you're in the stage of fetus in the wombs of your mother. Let's understand the mechanism and the science we have read in our ancient scriptures and the holy verses. Let's take the example of Mahabharata, where the brave warrior Abhimanyu learned the military strategies and a war skill to decode and enter a war trap when he was in his mother's womb, and he gained half knowledge, because during the time when the knowledge was being imparted, the mother fell asleep, and hence the education that the subconscious mind that in the form of fetus was receiving learned and gained knowledge to successfully decode a massive complicated war trap. But since his mother fell asleep, so his knowledge remained half, because he was gaining the knowledge and hearing through the ears of the mother, because he is in the form of fetus in the womb of the mother. So he gained half knowledge of how to decode and enter the war trap that is called the Chakravyu, but he could not come out of it because he didn't didn't learn the skill to come out of it, because in the process where the education and the knowledge was being imparted, that mother, that pregnant woman, fell asleep. So till the time Abhimanyu's mother was consciously active and alert in the form of fetus, he was gaining and receiving the information and the knowledge that his mother was listening. But till the moment she fell asleep, that was the moment where he stopped to gain the information. Hence, the mother's atmosphere when you are in the womb of your mother's has an impact of the life that today you're living, and it is the conditioning that begins not when after you take birth, but the conditioning begins even before you are into this world, even before we have come into this world. Scientists are today, doctors and experts are today taking the help of pregnant women and exploring and giving the informations and sending codes and information to the fetus. It is having its impact on today the life that we are living, and even the future that we are going to live. It will have its significance impact. For the brain cells and the eye visualization pathway have developed in the 3rd month of pregnancy in the form of fetus. We become alert as fetus, and the mother's circumstances and the situations has an impact on both the mother and the fetus, that is we, and all the circumstances, the surrounding, the atmosphere which she subjected herself to, and thereby subjected us and our cognition mind to, and we are going on receiving the course that we have been developed and conditioned to receive the course when we were in the form of fetus. For the brain cells begin to develop in the 3rd month of pregnancy, and it is proven by the scientists and doctors are working on it continuously. This is the very reason why the mother puts her hand and touches the stomach and does the talking, because whatever talking she does, she is sending the codes and the instructions, and the child in the form of fetus, the unborn child, that is when we were in the form of fetus, we have been receiving those codes, we have been receiving those messages, those informations. Even today experts are trying to feed in information and teach science and math to the fetus, to the unborn child, through the mother, and it is having its significant impact when trainings and research are being conducted on those unborn childs who are not being trained in that way, and the unborn child who are given that training, who are given those informations and codes and taught math and different kind of scientific languages and information that has been sent to the fetus. Training and research conducted on those unborn child. After the research, the scientists and doctors have found that the child who have been trained in the form of fetus are responding better than those unborn children who have not been given and sent those informative codes and information. So this is having a very significant impact in the way we are performing. Come out and beat the hypnosis, because it is the hypnosis that has begun from even before our birth. So we are not born as clean slates, and it is not the day-to-day experiences of our life that we are living now which has an impact and which is reprogramming and programming the inside of us. The programming had begun much before our birth. Now, how to overcome it and how to come out of this trance-induced life that we are living, because this sense of hypnosis is the societal standards, for it is some other human being, a living entity like you and me, who is controlling and taking charge of the perception that we are having towards ourselves, and he or she is setting the standards for us, and we have to live up to that expectation. If we live up to that expectation that we are successful person and we are a misfit if otherwise, and vice versa. Let's not do this to ourselves, because this is killing the possibilities of the subconscious mind, and it is not allowing us to unleash the potential of our subconscious, because we are not what we are thinking ourselves to be. We are much beyond. It is the creation of the supreme consciousness, that creator, that great designer who has designed everything, the inside of us, the outside of us. Science is just telling us how it is happening. Science is taking out remedies and curing things, but science is not making it happen. Science is not responsible for the things that have happened, but science is just exploring and telling us how the cause and effect is happening within and outside of us. There are certain external factors that are not in our control, that is in the control of that supreme consciousness. We have to connect with the supreme consciousness and explore and unleash the potentials of our subconscious mind. Only then we will be able to come come out of that societal hypnosis that you and I both have come across at some point of time. It has hit us in our mind and told us that what are we doing? Whom are we living for? And are we living our life blissfully? Is it the pleasure that we are seeking? Are we enjoying that pleasure? Are we living it fully? Or we are just living and passing each year like horses, trying to live up to those expectations that the society has set for us and not getting the chance to unleash the potentials, the true potentials of ourselves that we are capable of, because it is the design, it is the gift that has been gifted to us. It is a part of our design. On cellular level, we humans are the same. It is the brain, it is the unleashing, it is the potential of the brain that we unleash. Otherwise, brain have similar power. It is not that somebody we see, he is a super intelligent person and somebody is very poor at grasping and gaining knowledge. It is the potential of the mind that we have not been able to unleash, and that person has reached that potential, has unleashed that potential, has worked on the mind and get hold of the mind. Mind is not that easy that we get hold of it. It is the conscious mind that tells us that we are controlling it, but we are being a slave to that subconscious that is being programmed, and that is being rather reprogrammed again and again by each and every individual you encounter in your day-to-day life, whether the person holds any significance in your life or not. But he is giving a training, he is imparting a knowledge, he is imparting a code that your subconscious mind is receiving and getting trained in that particular way. Bread, 41 days of life-changing experience, life-changing course. No dependency, what the slavery. No dependency, what the slavery. Bread.